Pope Francis has made the decision to expose Cardinal Tagle, a figure who could reshape the future of the Catholic Church. The relationship between Pope Francis and Tagle involves complex loyalty, mutual admiration, and pursuing innovative courses for the Catholic Church. Cardinal Tagle inspires the same values as the Pope, being simple, hospitable, and sensitive to the people's needs. Francis has envisioned the Church for the poor, and Tagle's work in Manila before becoming a cardinal embodies this message. The Pope, heavily influenced by Tagle, believes in the power of the clergyman not only in delivering motivational speeches, but also in delivering motivational speeches. Their partnership is a common vision towards the possibility of coming up with a church that will still be relevant in times of adversity. In 2019, Pope Francis appointed Cardinal Luis Antonio Tagle as the new head of the Congregation for the Evangelization of Peoples, which comes with authority over missionary activity across continents. They have hinted at entrusting Tagle with the further development of Catholic evangelization, especially in Asia, Africa, and Latin America, as these continents will form the future of the Catholic Church. Their relationship is not only work-related, but also has an element that Francis has advocated. Both leaders have pointed to the values of compassion rather than doctrine conversation and doing instead of talking. Tells path within the Church evidence of a potential shift toward change from Manila to the world stage. Tagle was born in 1957 in the Philippines and was fully grounded in his community and dedicated to the poor. He decided to study theology and become one of the leading figures in the Catholic Church. He entered a leadership journey when he became the Archbishop of Manila in 2011. Tagle's new role will be a challenge, as he quickly assumed the role of a reformist, trying to return care for the Church and people missionary work, and a passion for the actualization of justice sermons. His touching and heartwarming sermons can speak to the life experiences of millions, making him incredibly popular and being called Asia's Francis. Pope Francis has made several promotions that have revealed his increasing power within the Vatican while serving as the president of Caritas International, a Catholic charity organization of 165 countries. Cardinal Tagle, a prominent figure within the Catholic Church, has been instrumental in promoting communication between different cultures and ideologies. His appointment as prefect of the Congregation for the Evangelization of Peoples in 2019 marked a turning point in the Church's evangelism efforts, with Tagle actively participating in the reorganization of the Church's evangelization strategies in non-Western countries, including Asian and African ones. His popularity is attributed to his skills in diplomatic moves and a sound theological mind, which have placed him as a leader capable of dealing with the complexity facing the Church. As Tagle's influence at the Vatican grows, speculation arises about his potential involvement or even candidacy for the next pope. Under Tagle's leadership, the Church has shifted its focus towards those at the margin, often referred to as a church for the poor. This vision has benefited from having Tagle by its side, advocating justice, kindness, and compassion to society. Pope Francis's focus on the margins has been demonstrated by his role as president of Caritas Internationalis, overseeing anti-hunger campaigns, providing shelter to refugees, and confronting the challenges of climate change. His capacity to negotiate for resources and coax individuals into action has established him as a key player in the Church's charity portfolios. Despite criticisms of the Church's focus on political correctness, Pope Francis and Cardinal Tagle have stood their ground, knowing that if the Church does not address these and other current issues, it will become irrelevant. They have also attempted to bring the Church into more direct contact with people, fostering positive relations in an increasingly divided world. In the context of rapid change, power struggles have always nurtured the Roman Catholic Church's authority. The daily battles between reformists like Pope Francis and Cardinal Tagle provide a fascinating drama of unspoken struggles. Pope Francis has brought further reformative change in his papacy by rebuking clericalism and speaking out on sensitive matters such as migration, climate change, and economic transparency. He has issued a stark warning that the Earth will become uninhabitable without concrete action taken on climate change. Cardinal Tagle's active role in the Vatican signifies a significant aspect of the power struggle within the Church of Rome, as he fits into Pope Francis's vision of the Church as merciful and focused on the peripheries. However, his sensible management style and orientation on dialogue and participation contradict more conventional views regarding Catholic theology, raising expectations and questioning the possibilities of success, POS hurdles. With Pope Francis taking the initiative to clean up the Vatican's financial institutions, one of the most crucial domains that has been embroiled in this power struggle is financial oversight. As a result of Tell's support for reform ideas, he has found himself in conflict with established power groupings. His succession adds a more complicated element to these dynamics, as the enhanced visibility of Tell among other individuals offers reason to contemplate what sort of future the Church will be leaning toward. His successor also adds a more difficult dimension to these dynamics. The power struggle that takes place behind the scenes is a representation of the clash that determines who should be in charge of the Church's destiny. These dynamics are not exclusive to the Vatican alone. Rather, they extend to dashes in every nation and have an impact on the way that leaders manage situations in many different countries across the globe. In spite of the fact that many conservative components were still in operation, the reform that demonstrated the growing gap between unity and traditional Catholicism became the defining characteristic of this period in the Catholic Church. Cardinal Tell's path within the Catholic Church is not yet complete, as he has had a singular influence on behalf of those who are impoverished and disadvantaged, as a supporter of human rights that respect immigrants, and as a champion of those who are persecuted inside his own nation. In spite of the fact that he is wielding this authority while overextending the institution with deeply rooted internal and external disputes, he is seen as a beacon of hope for progressive Catholics all over the globe. Among Tell's many talents are his ability to interact with individuals from a diverse range of backgrounds, his modesty and his ability to effortlessly connect with followers, and his ability to combine tradition with trends. Interfaith dialogue and climate change are two of his duties, both of which demonstrate a readiness to combine modernism with traditional values. On the other hand, conservatives within the Church have accused him of deviating from the doctrine, which is a manifestation of the continuing power struggle that is taking place inside the Church of Rome. There is a discussion going on about the future of the Catholic Church as a result of the continual disputes that are occurring inside the Church. Cardinal Tagle, who has been a strong candidate for the throne of the Pope, confronts obstacles in preserving order and promoting optimism within the religious community of the Roman Catholic Church, which is split along ideological lines. The fact that he is devoted to Pope Francis and has a significant amount of power inside the Vatican lends him the possibility to become a contender for the future of the Catholic Church. Despite the fact that Cardinal Tagle's legacy is still being built, his capacity to inspire hope and bring people together will be the defining characteristic of his contribution. In addition to this, he is a notable challenger for the throne of the Pope, while Cardinal Pietro Parolin is considered to be a formidable opponent. As the Secretary of State of the Vatican, Parolin is responsible for supervising the organization of the Vatican as well as the realm of diplomacy. As a result of his work as Secretary of State and his ability to mold the Church via its intricate geopolitical links and maintain its worldwide power, he has garnered the esteem of traditionalists across the world. Due to the fact that Parolin is able to collaborate with the hierarchy of the Church and address all sides of the issue, he has gained popularity among those who want incremental reforms rather than harsh ones. Those who disagree with him, on the other hand, contend that his concepts are not inventive enough to address the issues that the Church is confronted with in this day and age of global revolutions. It is possible to see the dispute between Tagle and Parolin as a reflection of the inconsistencies that exist within the contemporary Church. Tagle emphasizes postmodern leadership, whilst Parolin symbolizes the traditional and diplomatic sensibilities that are characteristic of the Vatican bureaucracy. The chances of picking the future pope are depicted differently by Tagle and Parolin, despite the fact that both of them are very enthusiastic about the job that the Church does. The response to this issue will be an important factor in determining the destiny of the Catholic Church over the next several decades. In addition to providing insight into the problems that the churches are going through, the battle between Tagle and Parolin also provides insight into the leadership of the religious institutions. The capacity of the Catholic Church to navigate a world that is continually getting more politicized and complicated will be the determining factor in regard to the future of the Catholic Church.